This is Keith George, and I'm going to walk you through how to add an additional author to an ALEKS lesson plan submission. So you can see I'm on the ALEKS homepage. I'm going to click into my personal workspace. And you can tell that I'm logged in because I have a personalized welcome message. So to add an additional author, the first thing you need to do is go to your current plans. And you will see all of your current lesson plans. And we're going to be working with this test plan I have, The Hidden Meaning Behind Hamlet. And as you can see, we have the normal delete, edit, view, and submit buttons that go along with any of our current plans. But also out here to the right, we have an icon that if we hover over it, it tells us that's add an additional author. It looks like a little person with a green plus sign. And right beside it, another little person with a red X. That is our remove an additional author tool. So since this is where the icons, the buttons to get to the add additional author are listed, it's important to note now that you must create the lesson plan first. The original creator must create a lesson plan and enter at least a title and save the plan so that it shows up in current plans, and then come and click the add additional author. This goes to a pretty simple screen with just a simple text box, search box, and you have 5 choices. You can search by first name, last name, full name, username, which is their ALEKS username, or school system. The easiest, if you know who you're working with, is simply the full name, and then you just type the person's name and click search for user. Now, since we did search for user by full name, it's only going to come up with one single result. This is a member of our staff. And notice that the last name, first name, and username are all highlighted. I can just click any one of those. So whichever one I click, I'm going to get a message telling me that they have been added to the plan and a link to view the plan. Now, when I view the plan, you can see that I'm listed as an author as well as our colleague. So that's very easy. There are, again, a couple of ways you can search for that. But now if I go back and refresh my personal workspace and go to current plans, you'll see that now it tells me that this plan is shared with that user as well. One thing to remember is if a lesson plan is shared with you, it won't show up in current plans. It will show up in current plans for which you have been added as an author. And I want to open these both up at the same time so that you can see these 2 plans that have been shared with me. And there are some differences. If I am the original submitter, I have 4 choices: delete, edit, view, and submit. But as an additional author, I can only edit or view the plan. I do not have the right to delete the plan, and I do not have the right to submit the plan. Those rights are reserved for the original author. Now, I can click on Edit and go into the plan and make any of the changes that I need to, add anything, whatever, as I collaborate with the original author. But when I return to my personal workspace, I still only have rights to edit or view anything for which I am just an additional author. Now, a couple of important things to mention. You can have up to 4 additional authors on a plan. So that makes a total of 5 people that can collaborate: the original creator and 4 additional authors. It's also important to understand that even though this will show up and all of the authors have the right to edit, we strongly advise against editing on different computers at the same time. This is not a synchronous system, so it will not necessarily keep all of the changes. It will keep whatever changes were last saved. So don't try to work on them at the exact same time, but both of you can see them, both of you can go back and forth, and that allows you a nice way to collaborate on a lesson plan and get input from multiple users. Another thing to remember is that once the original creator has submitted the plan and it goes through the approval process, it will be searchable under any of the authors names when you search for a lesson plan by author name. So everybody would receive credit or be able to be found using the search engine. Now, what happens when one of the teachers that you've been collaborating with retires or changes systems and is no longer a part of that project? Well, there is a way to delete additional authors. Simply click on the icon to delete additional authors. It will come up with a simple little list of whoever has been added to it. Simply click on their name, and you'll get a message that there's no additional authors to delete, which indicates they have been removed. And if we go back to the lesson plan and do a refresh, you'll see that that second author has now been removed. They are no longer there. So adding an additional author is a nice little feature that we hope will benefit you and will allow you to collaborate with your colleagues. It's very easy to add an additional author. Just click the add an additional author icon, search for their name and click add, and you'll be ready to go. If you have any questions, don't forget about the Contact Us link at the bottom of the page. You can send us an email, ask your question, and we will get back to you as quickly as we can. Thank you very much.